Let me turn off my notifications so I don't have any dings. There we go. Hopefully that takes care of it. Okay, hey again. I just finished the video. I kind of skipped all over, not skipped all over it. I think that I was so anxious because back in the day when I did YouTube videos, it was very easy to do video responses to people because they had their own they had a link that you could actually go to under their video that would take you directly to the camera where you could do video responses. But I'm old school, and shamefully they don't have it anymore for people who missed the simpler days. So I was hoping that I would do it a whole lot better than before. Um, I'm not sure how it's going to come off, but I hope that at least the person that um, or the people that I addressed it to, that they will actually watch it. Okay, but that has nothing to do with this. This is about healing after separation, divorce, and years have passed. When you're trying to get to know who you are, I am finding out every single day what I'm capable of, what I'm not capable of, what I like and what I don't like. I'm finding out every single day that I like being around myself. I don't really fancy being with a man right now. I can't see myself fancying being with a man right now because I don't think it would actually help me. I think it would hurt both of us right now because I'm still healing. You can imagine how much of a hurt that was if I'm still healing 7, 8 years later. I digress. I like myself more as a single woman than I did when I was going through the process of separating and divorcing my ex husband. And that says a lot. That says a whole lot. The last video I did on my growth, it was about it was about understanding that I didn't want to get into anybody's life who where it would require me to spend time with them, but then all of my stuff came out and just messed up the entire relationship. I never wanted to put myself in that situation, and I never want to put anybody else in that situation where they have to deal with my junk and my insecurities and my this and my that. It is very hard. Now, it's been extremely difficult being with me too because I have to live with all of my flaws. I have to live and listen to all the thoughts in my head when I have not so good thoughts about myself. I have to sit here and listen to them because they're my thoughts. On me. The best part about that though is that they're my thoughts. They're on me. And I control how I see things and how I react to things. Which reminds me, um, losing weight has been very, very hard. I have gained a lot of weight over the years. This dress that I have on right now is extra large. That's how much weight I gained. I used to be able to wear a medium, and at one point in time, even in my 30s, I was wearing a small. I have gone past large, and I'm in a XL. I know I'm unhealthy. I know that I could be healthier. Um, I'm afraid of two things. While I am not afraid of change when it comes to moving, I am afraid of change when it comes to changing my weight. I think with weight loss, there comes I guess I could put like pros and cons. The pros of me losing weight is that I will probably move around a little better. Um, I would have more energy. I will be healthier. which should have been number one. Um, that's those are the pros. I'm sorry. The pros of me losing weight would be that I'll be healthier, I'll move around a little bit better, and um, I'll feel better. The cons, and these are my irrational fears. I am naturally very, very skinny. In high school, um, I guess my senior year, when I graduated high school, I was 114 pounds. I was a size 5. I was 5'5", wearing a 5. And I was skinny, like painfully skinny. Grew up in Chicago, so all of the winters were extra cold for me. I didn't have enough padding to do anything. So I don't want to be that skinny. I don't want to garner any negative attention or any real positive attention. I know that sounds really weird. I don't want anybody to look at me and take advantage of me because of what I look like. I know that sounds crazy as hell, but like I said, it is irrational. I thought I turned that off. It's an irrational fear. I'm afraid that if I become courageous or have a nice body, that I'm going to get all of the wrong attention, and the guys that'll be interested in me are all just looking at my body, and they won't care about anything else. Um, and I think I got that from watching people over the years um, look at look at women with shapes, and they're thin, and the only thing they can think about is sex and stuff like that. And I don't want to be a butthole and and tell them to go and jump in a lake or be disrespectful or not be gracious enough to say thank you. I think that I'm just afraid. I think I'm afraid of a whole lot still. I'm afraid of attention, of the positive, what might come off as positive for another female might come off as negative for me. I want someone, if I ever start dating again, I want someone to basically look past all of that, all of the physical stuff, and see me for who I am. And this is after losing weight. I don't want to go back down to 114. And I think the smallest I want to be in the goal that I want to reach is about 148. I think that's realistic. Although for someone who's 5'5", it's probably still a little bit on the heavy side. But I mean, what can you do? But it's very, very hard. Very hard. It's hard getting up in the morning and knowing that's the one thing you have to do. Get up and go and walk. Get up and go to the gym. It's another thing to do. But I hear that if you dedicate 21 days to breaking a habit, you'll be well on your way. So I want to test that out. So I'm on day number 4. Yesterday I didn't go walking as much. I went to the store with my daughter and we walked around. We didn't do anything else. We didn't buy anything. We just walked around. So I clocked my steps, about 900 steps. But the days before that, I was walking 8 blocks, 16 blocks basically. It was a little bit too cloudy out. Didn't know whether it was going to start raining or not, so I just went ahead and did the little walking with my daughter. Today I went to church, came home, cleaned up a little bit, and here I am. So I have a goal in mind. I want to lose weight. I want to get back down to I want to get down to actually probably a size 7. I don't want to become a size 5 or 4. I don't see any point in me um, um, becoming smaller, as small as I was. My daughters are really, really small. And I love them. I love their sizes and everything, but I can't have it on me. I never liked myself really skinny. And I don't like myself really big. If you were to ask me how big I think I am, I don't have a scale. The last time I got on the scale, I was 192 pounds. So think about it. Over 24 years, 24 years ago, I was 114 pounds. Yeah, so I've gained about 80 pounds, almost 80 pounds over the past 20, 24 years. Hold on. What now? She okay? Okay. Yeah, I've gained 80 pounds over the last 24 years for different reasons. I gained, the first time I gained weight, it was because of Depo-Provera. It wasn't what I was eating. Hey, little girl, I'm recording, lady. You're not sorry. um, I gained on Depo-Provera. Anybody who's ever been on Depo-Provera knows that Depo-Provera will um, put on 10 pounds a week, and it's just the medication trying to work in your system. And I had to see a nutritionist, and she was telling me, "Oh, eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for breakfast, and then lunch have this, and then for dinner have a sensible dinner." And then I would do that for a week and still gain 30 pounds. And when I went back to her, she was like, "Oh, you must be doing something wrong." No, Depo-Provera did not work well with my system. I gained so much weight, it was ridiculous. So after that, hey, Mr. Logical. Um, but yeah, I gained so much weight, it was ridiculous. It was like every time I turned around on Depo, I did 2 shots, and there were 3 months each. So while on Depo, I gained probably around 30 to 40 pounds. And then I lost a little bit. And then I gained more over the years. Um, while getting off of Depo, it took a long time, but it took about 4 years for Depo to even leave my system, which is weird. And I never wanted to experience that again. And I had my third child. I gained a little weight. And then all of a sudden, I became depressed right after me and my ex split up, and I just started gaining weight all over the place. I was eating or I was starving myself. I was eating or I was starving myself. I want to get to a point where I feel so comfortable with myself that I don't have to starve in order to um, get right. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to look at myself in the mirror or do these lives and look at myself, my reflection, and go, I'm doing good. You know, I woke up this morning, seeing myself in a new light today. I feel good. I want to be able to do that. But I can't do that. And you can't do that without acknowledging first that you have a problem. And Lord, I have a problem. Food is my problem. My problem is that I can cook. That's a big problem. When you can cook and I know there are women out there who cook soul food like you would not believe, and I'm one of them. And if you look a certain way, that means that you can cook. I've heard it. I mean, they have a little meme out there. If your arm is fat on the back and everything, you can cook your ass off. And that's basically and that's basically something that we actually have that's true in the black community. If you are overweight, you look like you could cook. Now I know some overweight people who cannot cook or boil water to save their lives, but yeah, that's mostly true. Um, Even though I had a smaller grandmother who was from Atlanta who used to burn, and she was so tiny, a lot of people was that she was unassuming. So I guess it could be a fallacy too. But my problem is food. Pulling away from the refrigerator. is a problem. Um, Staying away from pop is a problem, though I've been really good over the last couple of weeks. I've been really, really good over the last couple of weeks. I haven't had any pop. I drink a lot of water, but I still want it. Cakes, I still want them, even though I don't eat them. I still want them. Um, I make pies. If I make it, I have to eat it. So my thing is trying to figure out exactly how to get on a food regimen where I'm not overeating and I'm not undereating. You know. So this whole being a single black woman thing and learning how to get along um, with myself basically is very, very hard. Today, I want to talk about spirituality also. Me and my daughter yesterday were walking down the street and we ran into a couple who were passing out flyers to come to their church. I'm not a church person. I don't like church that much. And it's not because I don't love God, it's because I don't like phony people. And one of my one of the things that I need to grow in is my spirituality. If I am growing in my spirituality, that means everything else is going to kind of fall in place, but I still have to work. Um, so she gave us a card that I filled out and everything. I don't mind if they contact me and everything. Been looking for a church home, looking for somebody, or looking for a church that I could go to where I don't feel like um, they're after money you don't have and after time you don't have or being judgmental and things of that nature. I wanted to make sure that everything was cool, so I went to church this morning. It's a nice church. It was at the Marriott out here in Phoenix, and it was it was nice. You know, I'll go next week. But the one thing I wanted to point out is that the pastor asked those of us that had a veil over us to come and be prayed over. And I was reluctant at first because I don't like being put on the spot, but I realized that one of the things that my veil, and a veil basically, in spiritual terms, a veil is something that um, that the devil puts over your face so that you don't see your greatness. I question my greatness every single day. And because I question my greatness every single day, with the lesson that I was taught today by through the pastor, the devil puts a veil over you every time they don't want you to see how capable you are of being a good person or being industrious or being um, entrepreneurial or being just great, just being a great person. I don't see it all the time. And the reason why I don't see my greatness all the time is because I have a veil over me. So I got up. This man called out everything that I was going through. He basically went from A to Z on it. I didn't tell him jack. I hardly said anything to him during the service. Only when he asked if I was a new or who was a new a visitor, I raised my hand, and that was it. And when I was standing there, and he read me, and he told me, he said, I guess he saw that I was moved. There was 4 or 5 other people standing on the line at the altar with me, and he put oil on our heads, each at one time, um, or one at a time, and then he went in and he just paused, and then he came over to me. My eyes were still closed, my hands were still out, and he basically told me that I was neglected, that I was taken advantage of, that my kindness was taken advantage of, that there are things that I want to do in life and there's a blockage. And he said some other things that were true, but I can't even think of them right now because it was so deep. I cried. I just remember I cried because I want them gone so bad. Everything that I'm going through as far as this healing is concerned, it is so arduous and so painful sometimes. And sometimes I have to turn on my. I have I have a fountain here that my one of my daughters bought me. It changes colors. Sometimes I have to turn off my light, turn on that fountain, and just get immersed in the lights on the ceiling, because if I get in my own way, I won't do anything, and that hurts. That hurts to know that if I stay still, I won't do anything. I won't say anything. I won't move. I won't move out of my own way because of that veil. And I think the veil was lifted today when I was at church. And I don't put like the people in the church, I don't put them above God. It's just that you can't concentrate on the word and the delivery of the word if the people in the church next to you are just ratchet and nobody's perfect. No. But if people in the church are like backbiting um or just angry, they come in angry and they got to sit next to you, and now you're angry or you feeling some type of way, that's not good. That is not good. Like, one of us should have stayed at home. So I'm trying to just go along to get along, guys. I'm trying to get through this thing called life. Prince reference. I am trying to get through this thing called life because it is very, very difficult. The easy part, the easy part is understanding that you need help, or understanding and saying out loud that you are not perfect and that you could use some work. That's easy. That's easy for me. I think that's always been easy for me. The hard thing is actually executing everything. So as a single black woman, I go forth, and knowing that there are other people out there like me. I'm not um, I'm not an alien. I'm a good person. I have potential out the wazoo. I am talented. I'm gifted, and I am the mother of gifted children. Um, I'm not beautiful yet. I think that I need some more work. Um, feeling beautiful, feeling beautiful, and looking beautiful, in my opinion. That's just me. Remember, I said I have insecurities still, but I have yet to have everything worked on and taken care of. Whew. Talking to you guys, even though we're not talking to each other, makes me feel a lot better. It reminds me of my days when I was going through the whole separation and divorce videos things, the videos. It reminds me of those times because I had someone to talk to back then. Um, so putting this all out there, and I'm pretty sure that there are women and men who are actually going through the same exact thing I'm going through right now. Just kind of looking at yourself in the mirror, you know. And I wanted to say this also. The pastor talked about us being a reflection of God today. We're gods in our own rights. We are not. We are His equal because we are uh, made from Him. We are not Him, but we are made from Him. And every time we look in the mirror, let's say for instance we have a mirror in front of us right now. That reflection, you stand in front of a big mirror in a bathroom or something with that other mirror, and you have the mirror facing the other mirror. It's you holding the mirror, you holding the mirror, you holding the mirror, you holding the mirror. Those are reflections, and it goes on and on and on and on. And it's just God letting you know that no matter what I do, no matter where I go, um, I am still a reflection of Him. But I have to act accordingly. And one of the things I have to do, and since I'm so hard on my appearance, I have to be about God in my appearance. And it's nothing about being pretty. It's about owning the fact that I am imperfect and I don't look perfect and I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I should be my cup of tea. And God created me the way I am so that I can appreciate who I am. And through my actions, people will appreciate who I am. They'll look past my looks. Hopefully one day they'll look past my looks and just go, "Oh, she's a cool person. It's somebody I would like to, spend time with." Um, but until then, I have to learn how to spend more time with myself and learn how to appreciate who I am and what I mean to the world and my daughters and whose I am. You know, I don't think I've cursed once in this video or the last video, which is kind of odd, but it's cool. I'll take it. But I'm gonna get off this live right now, and then tomorrow evening, give you a give you guys um, a synopsis of my day tomorrow. Until then, everybody have a blessed evening, um, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.